Hello everybody, my name is Suman Dua. I am a registered migration agent based in Brisbane, Australia. In this video today, I will be giving you some updates regarding the skilled migration program in Australia. So the skilled migration program consists of visa subclasses 189, 190 and 491 visa. So as you all know, that department has recently announced the migration program planning levels for the year 2020 and 2021. So in the announcement, department has decreased the skilled migration program numbers. So for the visa subclass 189, the numbers are 6,500 places. For the regional visas, the numbers are 11,200, and for the state and territory nominated visas, the numbers are 11,200 as well. Recently, department has also announced that they will be running the invitation rounds quarterly instead of monthly. So in the past, they were running invitation rounds on every 11th of the month, but the last invitation round was in October, and the recent invitation round was recently done on the 27th of January. So we do not have the official results for the 27th of January invitation round, but for the October invitation round we have the official numbers. So for the visa subclass 189, there were about 30 invites, and for the 491 family sponsored visas, there were about 80 invites, and the minimum cutoff was 65 points in the October invitation round, and most of the occupations were relating to the critical sector. The states and territories have also been allocated the actual number for the program year 2020 and 2021. So I've just put the numbers on the screen now. So as you can see that for ACT has been given 802 places for 190 visa subclass and 598 places for the 491 visa subclass. So ACT was initially given 702 places, but just a few days ago, department has added 100 more seats for ACT. For New South Wales, they have been given 3,550 places for the 190 visa and 2,800 places for the 491 visa. For Victoria, 2,500 places for the 190 and 1,043 places for the 491. So looks like the New South Wales and Victoria have been given the maximum numbers for the visa subclass 190. So for Queensland, it's almost similar numbers for 190 and 491, just a little bit more for the 491 visa. Western Australia has been given way more numbers for the 190 visa than the 491 visa. So South Australia has also been given more numbers for the 491 visa as compared to the 190 visa. So the total places for the 190 visa are 11,952, and for 491 it's 9,781. Now let's look at some updates from New South Wales. So New South Wales have been given 3,550 places for the 190 visa and 2,800 places for the 491 visa. So New South Wales Treasury has announced that they will open early February for the 491 visa nominations. Now they have got 13 regions, and RDAs will be helping the New South Wales Treasury with those applications. They have announced about 34 occupations in their occupation list, but just recently RDA Northern Inland has published their own occupation list and have added social worker in their occupation list. So there is a possibility that other regions may add or remove some occupations from their occupation list by the time they reopen. For the 190 nomination, New South Wales has also published their occupation list and have about 30 occupations in their occupation list. So they do not have a set date that they invite the applicants. However, they invite the applicants throughout the year on any random days. So most of the occupations are related to ICT, health and engineering. For the New South Wales 190 nominations, first they look at the point score when they rank the EOIs, then they look at the English proficiency, and then they will look at the skilled employment before they invite the applicants. Also, please note that New South Wales does not issue invites based on the expiry date of the applicants. So if you are somebody whose visa is expiring, they do not prioritize those applicants. In the past, we have made a video about the New South Wales 491 requirements because they've got few categories for the 491 visa nomination. So I will put the link in the description and you can watch that video if you are looking at applying in February when they reopen. Now let's look at Victoria. So for Victoria, they have been given 2,500 places for the 190 visa and 1,043 places for the 491 visa. During the interim allocation, they had already used 600 places for the 190 visa and about 200 places for the 491 visa. They have started a new process which is called the registration of interest. So once you have lodged your EOI and if you think you are eligible and you fall in the critical sector, you can lodge your registration of interest on the Victoria's website. There is a specific time frame each month in which you can submit your registration of interest and it is published on Victoria's website. If you are looking at applying for the 491 nomination from Victoria, then you need to be working and living in regional Victoria from the last 3 months. And you also need to be working in a highly skilled occupation in health, medical research, life science, agri-food or digital sectors which support Victoria's economic recovery or health response. If you are looking at applying for the visa subclass 190 from Victoria, then you need to be working and living in Victoria from the last 6 months and you need to be working in a highly skilled occupation. Also, another good thing with Victoria's nomination is that it does not mention anywhere that you need to be working full-time. So if you are somebody who do not have full-time work rights and you meet all the other criteria, even then you can apply for the nomination. Now let's look at Queensland. So Queensland has been given about 1,000 places for visa subclass 190 and 1,200 places for visa subclass 491. The standard 491 and 190 pathway will reopen on the 1st of February 2021. They were supposed to open on the 25th of January, but the program has been delayed and they will reopen on the 1st of February 2021. At the moment, they are still open for the 491 small business owner pathway. So in the past, we have made few videos about the Queensland nomination requirements. We will put the link in the description. Now let's look at Western Australia. So Western Australia has been given 1,100 places for visa subclass 190 and 340 places for visa subclass 491. They recently did one invitation round after a long time, which was on the 15th of January 2021. So in that invitation round, they have given 127 invitations to their recent graduates who fall under the higher education sector, and they gave 31 invites to their graduates who fall under the vocational sector and about 20 invites in their general stream for the 190 visa subclasses. And for the 491 visa subclass, they gave about 73 invites for their higher education international graduates, 69 invites for the wet education international graduates, and 29 invites in the general stream for the 491 visa. They have also revised some of their nomination criteria. So they have advised that they will only be inviting applicants who are onshore and they will not be inviting applicants who are section 48 barred. And if you are somebody who did some part of your Western Australia's study from outside of Western Australia, so which means that maybe you did some units online, in that case as well, you will still meet the Western Australia's study requirement. So for Western Australia's occupation list, they've got only about 20 occupations in their general stream, and they've got more occupations in their graduate stream which are related to health, ICT and engineering. Now let's look at Northern Territory. So Northern Territory has been allocated 500 places for the visa subclass 190 and 500 places for the visa subclass 491 as well. So Northern Territory has recently opened for onshore applicants only, but first they will be assessing the applications that were lodged before they suspended their program. They have also advised that they will not be prioritizing applicants whose visas are expiring soon. Now let's look at ACT. So ACT was actually given 702 places for the visa subclass 190 and 598 places for the visa subclass 491. But recently department has allocated additional 100 places for the visa subclass 190, making it a total of 802 places. ACT is also one of the states which have published their own critical list, and they have recently updated their critical list as well, giving an opportunity to most of the occupations to apply for their nomination. ACT recently did an invitation round on 27th of January 2021, and they have given 7 invitations for visa subclass 190 to 482 or 457 visa holders, and they have given about 9 invitations for visa subclass 491 to 482 and 457 visa holders. They have also given 83 invitations to other applicants for visa subclass 190 and 111 invitations for visa subclass 491. Now let's look at South Australia. So South Australia has been given 1500 places for visa subclass 190 and 1850 places for visa subclass 491. So South Australia does not have their own occupation list at the moment, and they have some minimum requirements and then they have some preferred requirements if you want to get nominated from South Australia. So as per the minimum requirements, you need to have a minimum of 65 points including the state's points. You need to have a positive skills assessment. You need to be working in your nominated occupation from the last 3 months with a minimum of 20 hours a week, and the employment has to be post qualification. However, you do get a waiver if you are the recent graduate who's done a master's by research or PhD in their state. So these are the minimum requirements to get their nomination. However, if you do want to get their nomination, they do have some preferred requirements, and if you meet those requirements, there are more chances that you will get nomination from South Australia. So one of the preferred requirement is that you need to have proficient English. The second one is that you need to have a minimum of 90 points including the state points, and you need to be working in South Australia from last 12 months in your nominated occupation, and they will also give preference to applicants who are working in the outer region of South Australia and the applicants who fall under the critical sector as per the Australian government's website. Please note that South Australia is one of the states who prioritize based on your visa expiring as well. So if you are somebody whose visa is expiring and you do meet their minimum and preferred requirements, then you may want to get in touch with them to prioritize your application. Now let's look at Tasmania. So Tasmania has been given 1000 places for visa subclass 190 and 1400 places for visa subclass 491. Tasmania has also updated their nomination requirements on their website, which start from today. So they have already published these requirements at the time of recording this video. We will be making a separate video explaining the requirements for Tasmania. Tasmania has also put on their website that they will be prioritizing the applicants who are working in the critical sectors and are currently onshore. They have also advised that they have used 40% of their allocation. Migration Tasmania will also be presenting 2 webinars in the month of February where you will get the opportunity to ask them questions. So we will put the link in the description if you want to register for those webinars. We are also hoping that they will be publishing their new occupation list, which is the Tasmania's skilled occupation list, on their website today. So these were some of the updates regarding the skilled migration program in Australia. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with us.
To stay updated about Australia's immigration, make sure that you subscribe to our channel.